Would you believe me if I told you that investing $250 a month starting in your 20s could make you richer than investing $500 a month starting in your 30s? I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me here for the next few minutes because this might be the most important money lesson you will ever learn. Look, I get it. Maybe you're just starting your career. Maybe you're making $50,000, $60,000 a year. You've got student loans. Rent is ridiculous. You're trying to actually enjoy your life a little bit. And you're thinking investing? That's something I'll do later. When I get that promotion, when I'm making six figures, when I actually have the money left over at the end of the month. But waiting to invest will literally cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm not trying to scare you here or be dramatic. I'm about to show you the actual math, the real numbers, and once you see this, you cannot unsee it. Because here's the thing, when it comes to building wealth, time is more powerful than money. Starting early, even with tiny amounts, can beat starting later with bigger amounts. To make this realistic, I looked up the median income in the United States. I found it to be around $61,000. So we're not talking about some Silicon Valley software engineer making $200,000 a year. We're talking about an average person. Maybe that's you just trying to figure out this whole money thing. For these examples, I'm going to assume you're investing in something simple like the S&P 500 index fund, basically a fund that tracks the 500 largest companies in America. Historically, that has returned about 10% a year on average. All right, for scenario number one, we have someone who's 25 years old. Maybe they recently graduated college, maybe they're just getting their career going, but they make the median US salary of around $61,000. Now, if we invest just 5% of what they make, that turns out to be about $250 per month. That's less than most people spend on their phone bills and streaming services combined. Now let's say you just set it and forget it. You don't increase it when you get raises, you don't change anything, you just invest that amount every month for 40 years. By the time you are 65 years old and looking to retire, you would have $1.3 million. Yes, $1.3 million. Here's the part I find the most fascinating. You only put in $120,000 of your own money over those 40 years. That means over $1 million of that is growth. That is compound interest doing the heavy lifting for you. For scenario number two, we have someone who's 35 years old. They have waited an extra 10 years to start investing, but now they are more established, they're making more money, and they are ready to get serious. They are now able to invest double what they could at the age of 20. So for the next 30 years, from the age of 35 to 65, they're going to invest $500 a month, and they will end up with $986,000. That is still a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but you also put in $180,000 of your own money over those 30 years. Okay, let's break this down what just happened here, because that was a lot of numbers I just threw at you. The 25-year-old investing $250 per month ends up making more money than the 35-year-old investing $500 per month. About $340,000 more to be exact. But what gets even more interesting here is the 25-year-old also contributed $60,000 less of their own money. Think about that. You invest half as much per month, you put in less of your own cash, and you end up with more money at the age of 65. How does that even make sense? This is the power of compound interest. This is time in the market. Those extra 10 years in scenario one gave your money time to grow, and then that growth started making its own growth, and that growth made more growth. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. The longer it rolls, the bigger it gets. But here's what really hurts. That 10-year delay, you can never get that time back. To make up for lost time, you have to invest more money to catch up. The longer you wait, the harder it's going to get to reach your financial goals. I know some of you are watching this thinking, but I can barely afford my life right now. I don't have an extra $250 every month to invest. And I hear you. I know life is really expensive right now. I really do. Here is what I want you to consider. Can you really afford not to invest this money for your future? If you're in your 20s right now and you wait until your 30s to start investing, you're potentially giving up six figures. That's a down payment on your house. That's your kids' college fund. That's retiring earlier. That's financial freedom. I'm not saying you need to live on rice and beans. I'm not saying you can't enjoy your life, but I am saying that even small sacrifices now, skipping a few takeout meals, one less subscription service, buying the store brand instead of name brand, those little things could literally change your entire financial future. Here is what I want you to do right now. Start with what you can today, even if it's just $50 a month. The point isn't to be perfect. The point is to start the habit of investing. Now here's the game plan. Every year, when you get a raise, a bonus, a new job that pays more, that is the time to increase that savings/investing by a couple percent. If you get a 3% raise, bump your investing 1 to 2%. You're still taking home more money, but you're also paying your future self first. The goal here is to work your way up to investing 15 to 20% of your income over time. That's the sweet spot where you're setting yourself up for real financial freedom down the road. Put that money into an index fund through a Roth IRA, a 401k, or whatever account makes sense for you. Keep it simple, set it on autopilot, and let time do the heavy lifting. Your future self is going to look back and thank you for starting today. Because the best time to start investing is right now, today. Not next month, not after your next raise, today. If you found this helpful, do me a favor, tap that like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.